Greetings, I'm Megan, and it was really tough for me when I discovered that the man I married, Samuel, was cheating on me. Samuel and I were together for 5 years before we got married. We were your typical high school sweethearts who seemed to have a happy ending. However, things took a sudden turn when I found out about Samuel's affair from one of his employees. I've decided to share my story with you, using fake names for privacy. Samuel's employee reached out to me with evidence of his infidelity, and for 2 weeks I couldn't believe it. But Samuel himself eventually confirmed it when he came home one day and expressed his desire for a divorce. I was shocked and confused, asking Samuel for a reason. His response was blunt. He didn't love me anymore. When I confronted him about the affair, he denied it, but I had enough proof. Despite his plans for an amicable split, I couldn't let him walk away without facing the consequences. I had invested too many years in our relationship, and I wasn't willing to waste any more time on someone who betrayed my trust. I might need to consider the stuff mentioned in the prenup, Megan, but let's keep it simple. We don't have to strictly stick to the prenup. We can work it out ourselves. I understand why he didn't want to talk about it. Samuel and I had a prenup because he wanted to protect himself in case of a divorce and ensure I wouldn't cheat. I agreed because I had no plans to cheat, and the terms seemed fair. Samuel didn't think he would be the one to cheat eventually. Now, he's in a tough spot, wanting to marry his new partner, who, by the way, looks like a supermodel. The affair made me feel upset about Samuel. Instead of feeling sad, I felt really angry. Samuel wanted to take things from me that he shouldn't, but I said no. I told Samuel clearly that I'll get what's rightfully mine, and I have proof against him. Even though he wanted a friendly separation, I reminded him about the prenup he insisted on. I didn't see any reason to miss the chance to get what's rightfully mine. Samuel threatened to do something back, but I stuck to the prenup and revealed his affair. It's not going to end well for him. After Samuel left, I was close to crying, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. I couldn't believe I picked the wrong person for me. I spent 5 years loving the wrong man, but I wasn't about to let him dictate my life. Instead, I took matters into my own hands and immediately called Sophia, my mother-in-law. She's one of the closest people to me. I know many have terrible mothers-in-law, but mine is a gem. Sophia, unlike her wealthy son, is a woman of morals, treating everyone with love and respect. Confused about our divorce, Sophia tried to mediate, unaware of the full story. Due to my fear of losing her support, I didn't disclose everything, as I carry childhood trauma from my parents abandoning me. Eventually, I moved out, and Sophia, while sad, was angrier at Samuel for initiating the divorce. Samuel hoped his mom would side with him, but Sophia surprised us both. In a panic, she called me one day, revealing shocking information about Samuel that she had recently discovered. Worriedly, she insisted on talking in person, saying, "Megan, I need to tell you something about Samuel." Concerned, I asked if it was about him cheating. To my surprise, Sophia revealed she had just found out the day before when Samuel confessed to her. She had proof and details from an employee, making me realize that the truth had finally come to light. "I never knew that you and Megan were heading for a divorce. I'm truly sorry to hear that, Megan. I can't help but feel like I might have made mistakes in raising my son. I'm blaming myself and thinking I'm a bad mom." Sophia began to cry, and it really saddened me to see her in pain. She doesn't deserve any of this. She's been a wonderful mom and an incredible mother-in-law. Sophia is like family to me, almost like a second mother. The thought of losing her in the divorce made me cry too. But then, something happened that reassured me. I comforted Sophia, telling her not to blame herself. She's always been kind to me, and this situation is not her fault. "You're a great mother, Sophia," I assured her. She seemed unsure and said, "No, you don't understand. There's something else bothering me, and it's difficult to talk about. I'm worried you might think less of me and my family." I reassured her, saying, "Sophia, I won't judge you. Whatever Samuel does is not your fault. If there's more you want to share, feel free to tell me." That's when Sophia revealed something shocking. "Megan, my son is acting irrationally. He intends to set you up and get you arrested." I was taken aback. Samuel was plotting to have me arrested, and he had a detailed plan for it. It felt like a scene from a scary movie. Did I completely misjudge Samuel when I fell for him? Sophia's words only deepened my concerns. She explained that Samuel planned to hide money in my new place and then call the police on me. He believed that by doing this, he could protect his money and belongings during the divorce. The prenuptial agreement had a condition stating it becomes invalid if both partners are responsible for the separation, and that's why he came up with this strategy. He shared his plan with you, thinking you wouldn't disclose his secret. I can't understand how misguided he can be. Why did he expect my support? Megan, I'm here for you. What my son did and is attempting to do is not right. I feel really sorry, Sophia. No need for apologies. Thank you for confiding in me. You're a good person for sharing everything, even though he's your son. I don't want to lose you after the divorce. You're like a mother to me. Megan, you're like a daughter too. Samuel can go kick rocks. I don't want you trapped in his schemes. Promise me you'll protect yourself. Don't worry, Sophia. I'm not someone to mess with. Now that I know Samuel's plans, I'll turn the tables on him. I shared my plan with Sophia, and she seemed satisfied. I feared she might object to protect her son, but to my surprise, she approved. With her blessing, I proceeded with my plan, but first, some shopping was needed. I ordered cameras online to set up CCTV surveillance in my room. The building already had CCTV in the stairwell, so I only needed to cover the rooms. With a friend's help, I installed the cameras, waiting for Samuel to make his move. Samuel showed up one day to discuss the divorce, a laughable excuse. I played along and pretended to believe him. In the kitchen, I watched him discreetly put something in my desk drawer. I smiled, not confronting him. I wanted him to think I was oblivious. In reality, my cameras captured everything. After Samuel left, I checked the footage to see if he had planted evidence on my work desk. I avoided checking in person to maintain my stance with the cops. I had no idea about the money issue until I checked my phone. Sophia, my fantastic mother-in-law, turned out to be right. Samuel had hidden his cash in my work desk. I was furious and grateful to Sophia for the warning. If she hadn't spoken up, I wouldn't have had proof of my innocence. I discreetly saved the footage and waited for Samuel's next move. The following day, the cops showed up at my door with Samuel. I greeted them and Samuel, feigning surprise, asking how I could help. The officer explained that Samuel believed I had stolen $200 when I left his house 3 weeks ago. I asserted my innocence, stating I didn't take any cash and abhorred stealing. Samuel accused me, citing past behavior during our marriage. The officers, unwilling to rush, listened to both sides. Samuel grew impatient, accusing me of theft. I defended myself, expressing my disdain for stealing. Samuel insisted I stole his money, citing a secret drawer in his house. The officer turned to me, asking if I knew anything about the money. Samuel looked confident, expecting my arrest. However, I calmly told the cops that Samuel was in for a surprise. I'll help you find the money and expose who took it. It won't take long, and I have strong proof. Mom, if you have evidence, please share it. We don't want to accuse you without reason. Officers, she's not telling the truth. She took my money because I'm divorcing her, and she's trying to deceive you. I recommend you arrest her right away. We'll handle the situation properly, sir. As the lady has offered to prove her innocence, I need to investigate before making an arrest. Samuel seemed nervous briefly, then got angry again. The officers didn't like his impoliteness and insistence on having me arrested. I led them to my work desk and promptly showed them where the cash was. Samuel's expression brightened, and he gave me a sly grin. He enthusiastically declared, "Hey, officers, did you catch that? She stashed my cash in her closet. You gotta take her in." That's the evidence right there. Yeah, your money is indeed in my closet, but I'm not the culprit here. Just so you know, I've got cameras all over my place. Since I live solo, I didn't need anyone's approval. I can prove who actually stashed the money in my closet. If it was me, you'd spot me on the CCTV footage too. Do you have security cameras at home? Well, we don't require any videos. The money was discovered in your closet, which is enough evidence to establish your guilt. We don't need more proof, the officers asserted. We are capable of assessing the situation on our own, sir. Please allow us to carry out our duties instead of instructing us, they added. Ma'am, if you could, show us the camera footage, please. Sure, take a look. I don't mind sharing what happened to the money and how it ended up here. I took out my phone and displayed a video of the previous night to the police, without concerns about personal footage, as I changed in my closet or bathroom. When I showed my phone to the police, Samuel appeared to be panicking. He didn't know what footage I had, but he was certain I wasn't lying about the cameras. After the cops watched the camera footage, they told me, "We've seen it all. You placed your camera in her closet, making it seem like you planted money to get your wife arrested. What's your explanation?" I responded, "Officers, there must be a mistake. I didn't do anything wrong. She's the one who stole money from me. The officers warned me about the possibility of arrest for unnecessary calls." Samuel, looking scared, started explaining that the video showed him putting money in my closet by mistake. He desperately tried to convince the cops, but they were not buying it. The cops turned to me and asked, "Ma'am, do you want to press charges against your husband?" I intervened, saying, "Officers, we can handle this misunderstanding without involving the police. No need for a report." However, the officers insisted that it was my decision. Samuel, realizing the severity of his actions, turned to me with fear and anxiety. He understood that his attempt to frame me for an easy divorce had backfired, and he was now caught in his own trap. Megan looked at Samuel and said, "Come on, we don't need to involve the cops. Let's settle this ourselves without begging for mercy." Samuel replied, "Why not involve the cops, Megan? You did it first when there was no need. I have a good reason now. You accused me of theft, trying to ruin my reputation. It was a dumb mistake." Megan retorted, "I just wanted to even things out in the divorce, Samuel. I knew I couldn't keep up the PR. Your tears and apologies mean nothing to me now. You're getting arrested." The cops arrived, Megan pressed charges, and Samuel was handcuffed. As he was taken away, Samuel began to cry and beg for mercy. Megan, however, felt no sympathy, having discovered his affair. After the ordeal, Megan called Sophia to inform her, cautioning her about potential consequences. "I told the cops everything. Samuel will get bail, but be prepared. There's a chance he might suspect your involvement. If he shows up at my house, I'll let him know what I think. Are you okay with that?" Sophia replied confidently, "I'm ready for it. If he gets mad at me, so be it. I'll tell him the truth and make it clear that I was the one who informed you of his plan. Good for me if he stops talking to me. I don't want anything to do with him anymore. I'm completely done with Samuel. If he gets upset with me for doing something good, that's his problem. His actions have made me question a few things, and I'm considering changing my will. Sophia, what do you plan to do? I'm thinking of disinheriting him. I don't want someone who might ruin my life to get their hands on my money. Plus, I can't overlook the fact that my son is involved in criminal activities. I'll never forgive him for betraying you. I feel grateful to have Sophia as my mother-in-law. I was deeply moved when she stood up for me." Sophia comforted me and promised to take me on a trip once the divorce is finalized. Regarding Samuel's arrest, I didn't take legal action. Instead, I used it to my advantage and swiftly got a divorce due to his arrest and affair. The prenup was upheld, and I received over 87% of our assets. Samuel lost a significant amount of money and covered my lawyer's fees as per the prenup. In the end, Samuel was severely affected by his own schemes. He also ended his relationship with his affair partner after she scolded him for losing money to me. Although unintentional, this added to my sense of satisfaction. Sophia and Samuel are no longer on speaking terms, not by my design, but they only see each other at family events. Following the announcement of our divorce and the revelation of Samuel's affair leading to his arrest, he experienced significant repercussions. Samuel endured the loss of multiple family members, and his actions were labeled as terrible. He was promptly isolated, enduring ongoing criticism even post-divorce. In a heated disagreement with Sophia, she disassociated herself from him. Samuel, having lost his mother, wife, and mistress in a short span, now finds himself alone, working hard to restore both his finances and reputation. However, after my divorce, things started looking up for me. I became wealthier, just as Sophia had assured. We had a fantastic 2 weeks in Florida, which brought us closer. Now, 2 years later, we're gearing up for another adventure in Italy. Despite not jumping back into dating yet because of my ongoing mental health journey with therapy, life is treating me well. I'm using this period to unwind, explore myself anew, and savor the happiness of being independent once more.